So we are continuing today, Meretz Hashem, in Pirkei, Mishna Yud Beis, Chapter 2, Mishna 12. Rabbi Yossi says, Yihi mamon chaveira chavev alecha kishalach. Literally, your friend's money should be as near to you or dear to you as your own. V'haskin atzmucha lo Torah. Prepare yourself to learn Torah. She'eni yerushalach, for it's not an inheritance to you. V'chol ma'asecha yiyu l'shem shamayim, and all of your actions should be for the sake of heaven. So, a fascinating Mishnah. So what is Rabbi Yossi teaching us? So number one, the idea over here is that a person should treat other people's property as they treat their own, which is, of course, a very important yesod. Sometimes in life, we're so careful with our own stuff, but yet when it comes to the stuff of others, we're willing to take certain liberties. A person shouldn't act that way. A person should always treat the possessions of the other with as much care as you would treat your own possessions. So now, the Rabbeinu Yonah goes on. He says, "V'haskin atzmacha lo Torah." What does it mean, prepare yourself to learn Torah? So this is incredible. The Rabbeinu Yonah writes over here, he says, what it means is, Haskin atzmecha b'midos tovos, kedei shetilmad asatorah v'sagia al malas hachasidus. Literally, prepare yourself with proper midos. Prepare yourself with proper character traits in order that you will be able to go ahead and learn Torah properly. So this is an incredible idea and a theme that we have seen echoed over a number of different times in Pirkei Avos, which is that in order to become accomplished in Torah, one has to possess the requisite midos. If a person doesn't have proper midos, a person doesn't have proper character traits, then a person can learn all of the Torah that they want, but the Torah itself unfortunately remains empty and doesn't affect change within the individual. Conversely, if a person lays a foundation of proper midos, proper interpersonal conduct, a person works on their bein adam l'chaveiro and how they behave and how they interact with others, then suddenly again, that's the foundation. That's like paving the way. That's how you prepare yourself to learn Torah. It's such an incredible idea. And the truth is, there's really two different models. One model is learn Torah, and Torah itself refines you and engenders within the individual proper midos. Or the other approach is, acquire for yourself proper midos. Haskin atzmecha lo Torah. Prepare yourself to learn Torah by acquiring the right midos, and then ultimately, again, the Torah that you learn will become meaningful and impactful. Which one is correct? They're both correct. And the idea, of course, is to work from both directions. The ideal is prepare yourself with proper midos. Work on your midos, work on your character traits, work on your behaviors, work on your interpersonal conduct. So this way, when you learn, your learning will in fact be impactful. But also recognize that the more that I learn, the more Torah itself has a refining effect on who and what I am. Why? So the Mishnah goes on, She'eni yerushalach, for recognize Torah is not an inheritance. Now what does this mean? So remember again, what's an inheritance? An inheritance is something you get whether you work for it or not. You put in effort, you don't put in effort, an inheritance is yours. Recognize, Torah is not an inheritance. The Rabbeinu Yonah writes, "Velo sasigna im lo siga ba." You will not acquire it, you will not attain it if you do not toil in it. This is not like a familial inheritance that you can get, that a son gets without any kind of effort. Even if your father is a Talmud Chacham, even if your father knows much Torah, that is no guarantee for the son. So remember again, this line really connects to the previous one, that Rabbi Yossi is saying, Haskin atzmecha lo Torah. You got to prepare yourself. You got to put in the effort that your Torah ultimately, again, will be meaningful. Put in the proper effort to acquire midos, so that ultimately you'll be able to acquire Torah. Because if you don't put in the effort to acquire Torah, then you will not acquire it. Why? Because Torah is not an inheritance. Torah is not something that a person can say, Magi Ali, it's coming to me, I've earned it, I own. No, if you put in the effort, you'll get the Torah. But unfortunately, don't put in the necessary effort to pave the way to create the foundation, then unfortunately a person will live a life, chas v'shalom, without Torah. Put in the effort, so that ultimately, again, you could reap the spiritual bounty. We'll stop over for today. Shkoyach, everyone.